So welcome back, guys. In this video, I'm going to show you more cool things you can do with a Sharpie marker and this pen attachment. All right, in this episode, I explore more possibilities in the world of CNC drawing. I'm going to cover some creative but useful items you may never have thought you could do with your machine. And of course, we're going to have some fun too. So be sure to stay tuned to the end. I'm going to try something really crazy. Now, before we dive in, I would love it if you guys could share your ideas, tips, anything your imagination can dream up, what else we can do with these attachments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Leave them in the comment section down below. And if you want to stay up to date with all my latest videos and projects, please subscribe. There's a link always down in the corner of the screen or on my home page or down in the description box. So let's get started. The ubiquitous, infamous Sharpie marker. I don't think when they invented this, they would have thought that we'd put it to the uses we are nowadays. Okay guys, so just to cover some of the stuff that's possible using the pen attachment that has the floating head that you can put markers, crayons, pencils, whatever you want to put in it. Let's start with the obvious. You saw me cut the CNC logo. This is ABS plastic, hair cell ABS finish. I'm drawing on the back side because it's kind of matte, has a matte finish. Takes the marker really well. Can get you some nice detail if your text font is decent enough. You can see this came out really well. Took the colors real good. Won't rub off. Okay, here's another one of the logos that I did. Solid filled it up. You can see, the patterns from actually the step over in the bit. But, when you're viewing this from a little bit of a distance, that all blends together and it looks like a nice solid color. That come out really well. Again, ABS plastic. Here was a sign I made for down in the barn, just having fun. I like it. We have the frost-free hydrants, and once in a while, someone that's over, well, sometimes me, leaves a hose connected in the freezing weather. You don't want to do that. Okay, I apologize, guys. I forgot to show you the ins and outs of setting the Toolpath up for making a sign like this with Sharpie markers. Okay, obviously we used this floating attachment that you can clamp anything in this case Sharpie markers. And all these signs that I have showed you so far have all used regular fine point Sharpies. Okay, so the first thing you do is when you're toolpathing it is if it's going to be an outline only or a simple line such as this or these or this outline, this text, that is a profile, 2D profile toolpath. And of course you want to set the tool as a 1/16 diameter end mill because that is pretty much the size of the point of a Sharpie marker when it draws a line. Might be a little bit smaller than that, but it's been working great so far. Okay, the other thing you want to do is when you do your profile, you want to select the center on the vector selection. Not in, not out, but on center. And the last thing you want to do is you want to make sure, obviously, you select all the vectors you want to draw, but if you're going to be using different colors, you want to do them in different toolpaths so you can change the pen on the thing. Don't forget to re-Z it out. Okay, and if you want to do fill-in areas such as this, I would not recommend the pocket toolpath. Okay, I will use quick engrave toolpath. You just have more control over how it fills this area in. And basically you can use the hatching. You can select whether you're going to hatch it 90 degrees, 0 degrees, cross hatch, any angle you want. This case, this was hatched with 45 degree. If you want it really dark and bold, you can also do a cross hatch so that it will draw all the fill-in all the lines going on one angle, and then 90 degrees, and that'll actually make it a little bit more darker and bold. Additionally, you can change how close the lines are drawn to each other by using the step over. And what I find works really good for a nice solid fill is anywhere between 0.02 to 0.03 for your step over, because that's roughly half the size of the Sharpie pen point. Anything more, or less, your results can vary. That's where I started from. It's working good for me, so I'm going to keep using that. You guys can certainly play around with that. But again, that's with a quick engrave toolpath. Do not try and pocket that. Well, I mean, you could, but it may draw this pocket, from the inside, and then just keep making smaller lines all the way in. And that probably just doesn't look as good. I tried it on one item, it didn't come out real good, so I've been using quick engrave ever since. All right, back to our regular programming. Hey, you can have fun too, you can make custom signs, whatever suits your fancy, something crazy, little one-off signs to go in your man cave or your workshop. There was a useful sign that I thought I'd put down by the barn. I saw them at Tractor Supply, but to be honest, I'll bet you it took me as long to print this off on the CNC as it would have to drive 15 minutes, get it, stand in line, pay, and drive back home. I had the sign. It didn't cost me anything except for my piece of ABS plastic. Hey, look, more fabric. Check it out. Just being silly. This fabric here is stretched. Not really stretched, it's not a stretchy fabric, but I stapled it on here to keep it laying flat. I just pulled in some clip art. Well, actually, I got this off of that rapidresizer.com website. I don't know if you've ever been there, but it's really cool for drawing different font designs and putting them all together. And it's basically like free software that you're limited with what you can do with it, but it's definitely cool. Check that out, rapidresizer.com. Come out really good. For this type of, for fabrics, I'm not using regular Sharpies, which most of the other signs are. I picked up some of these. These are fabric markers also made by Sharpie. And they have a brush tip on them that is different than the tip on a regular Sharpie. Hope you can see this. It's kind of pen point and soft. And it works really good on the fabric. The ink really flows out of it. It's like a liquid ink in here, actually, because when it runs out, it's clear. Believe me, I ran a couple of them out playing around. So anyway, check them out. So there's more you can do than just draw on solid surfaces. Fabrics work good. You might have remembered the leather I showed in the last video. Okay, here was something pretty cool. I just come up with the idea, I always love those chalkboard menu things you see, restaurants or whatnot. I thought it'd be cool, just take a piece of MDF, paint it with the chalkboard paint, let that dry overnight, and use Sharpie. This is that metallic Sharpie, metallic silver and metallic gold. And of course, any artwork you want to pull in here and put on here, you can do. You can make this for your own kitchen. You can make it for friends, gag gifts. Who knows, maybe you'll do it for a restaurant. Anyway, I thought that was pretty cool. Here's something fun I did. I made this pig puzzle. Well, of course, actually when I made it, it wasn't a pig puzzle. But I made this puzzle really just testing out what I could do with my CNC machine. How tight the tolerances would be. All these pieces were cut separately. And they actually just went right together. I was pretty impressed, actually. And then I just set it aside. And so, hey, I painted it and used black Sharpie marker and drew this image in V-carve and drew it on there with the CNC. Pretty fun. See that? You can wipe the chalk off and all that stuff stays there. Wonderful. All right, cool. So, let me show you something else that's interesting. made some, I don't know if you call this a stencil, no, an overlay, an applique. This was done on shelf paper that I got at Lowe's. Get it at Home Depot, Kmart, any probably good hardware store. Just a clear shelf paper liner. Took the ink really well. This was just regular Sharpie. I mean, I imagine this thing has a lot of potential uses. You know, you could probably apply this to a wall. If you wanted to bother to cut this out, you can make a painting stencil, or you could, crap. I mean, just imagine what you could do. I mean, you could just make stickers. I mean, make your own stickers. If it's not something you want to print in your own, you know, your printer, or if maybe they're bigger than your printer can print, you could do that. All right, here's a couple of logos that I made that are my channel logo. I did them also in the shelf paper liner. I don't know if you can see that. My thoughts were that I would print it in reverse, you know, stick it on a window, be able to see the design from the outside. That kind of didn't work real good. I'd say mostly, you know, it's trying to go through the glass. I don't know if any sticker really works good that way, but I thought I'd give it a try. It took the ink good. You know, this is a little bit light. My pen was starting to run out of ink here. I did one in black. You can see that's a little bolder. And here's where I tried it on actual paper that's intended for printing stickers. Got this at Michael's, clear sticker paper. Clear, crystal clear, printable sticker paper. So I haven't tried this on a window yet. I don't know that it's going to make any difference, but you know, I was just having fun. Again, you could use, you know, use your imagination. You could make any kind of stickers for in the shop, or you know, whatever you want to customize, instead of using your printer and your expensive HP Hewlett-Packard ink. Here's one I'd like to show you. It's a custom whiteboard I made for in the shop. Help me keep track of the upcoming video projects. I made it using 1/4-inch acrylic instead of buying the stuff from the office supply store. With acrylic, you can cut it to size, make it fit anywhere you want it. It's durable, long-lasting. Anyway, this is just permanent marker right on there, black and blue. You can wipe it off and the marker stays on. It's like awesome. You can customize the designs, any artwork you want, hanging in your shop, wherever you need it. Okay, and I gotta leave you with a teaser for the next video, guys. You can make your own t-shirts. Look at that. I made this for my aunt. She's a little bit crazy. She's one of my favorite people in the entire world. She's gonna love us. Anyway, I also used the Sharpie fabric markers on this. Part 3, guys. I gotta leave something hanging here. This actually, it takes a little more to do than just all this other stuff. There's some more things you gotta do because this fabric is stretchy. And I'm gonna make a whole video detailing exactly how I did this and what designs work good. And I did have one design that didn't work real good so far. I will also show you that and why it didn't work. But there you go. Have fun. Now, remember, stick around to the end here. So I'm going to show you something really crazy, and I will catch you on the next video. Thanks for watching. Let's try something really crazy.